surrounding areas. Call our marketing department now on 0212 615 341 or 0961 205 967. Sun FM. Everyone is listening.
Here we go.
Yeah!
Sun FM. Sun FM.
For credible, on-the-spot local news, community news, international and sports news and updates on the hour, every hour.
You can reach our news desk on 021 261 5341 or 095 454 2505. The news.
Good evening. Welcome to a presentation of Sunset News on Sun FM. A look at the headlines. Zambia National Agro Dealers Association has called on agro dealers to maintain one selling price on inputs. A political analyst on the Copperbelt province, Prudence Piri, says there is nothing wrong with United Party for National Development UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema calling for dialogue with President Edgar Lungu. Deputy Secretary to Cabinet Martin Mutonga has warned heads of departments and human resource personnel against submitting false data on the ongoing payroll verification exercise. Foreign news, sporadic protests have continued for a second day in the Ghanaian capital Conakry against possible plans by President Alpha Conde to seek a third term in office. And in sports news, the Zambia Under-20 national team boys have been drawn in Group A rival neighbors Malawi, Botswana and the Comoros Island for the 2019 tournament scheduled to run from 4th December to 14th December 2019. Join me shortly for the news in detail.
Sun FM.
To present Sunset News on Sun FM, my name is Danet Siame. And now the news in detail. Monze District Administrative Officer Goreti Balo has employed the two chiefdoms in Wengba constituency to start sensitizing the local people in the area on the benefits that will come with the coming in of an industrial park. Speaking when she paid a courtesy call on Chief Hamusonde on Tuesday, Ms. Balo said the government wants to see locals benefit from development in their areas, hence the need for chiefs to be in the forefront in ensuring that they help their subjects identify economic activities which their people can venture in. She said government doesn't want to leave anyone behind as regards to development and that youths and women should be engaged because of their contributions to the development of the country. And His Royal Highness Chief Hamusonde of the Tonga people in Wengwa said he appreciates initiatives aimed at empowering his subjects. He said the park has come at the right time as it is not only going to open up Wengwa, but that it will help in discouraging young women and youths from engaging in destructive vices such as prostitution and cattle wrestling. Chief Hamusonde further asked for support from stakeholders to train his subjects in value addition skills so that they can maximize their incomes from the products in the area. And government says it remains committed in ensuring that there is food security at every household. Speaking when she flagged off the distribution of farming inputs for the 2019-2020 farming season under the Food Security Pack today at Kalichero Farms Training Center, Kasenengoa District Commissioner Sarah Kalaluka said it is the desire of government that there is food and income security at every household. Zanis reports that Ms. Kalaluka said the objective of the program, which falls under the Department of Community Development, is to empower vulnerable but viable small farming households to ensure food security. She said a total of 310 vulnerable but viable households in the district are expected to benefit from the program, adding that each household will receive 1 by 10 kg maize seed, 2 by 50 kg D compound, 1 by 50 kg urea, and 1 by 10 kg legume seed. Mrs. Kalaluka said the district has so far received 310 times 10 kg maize seed and 620 times 50 kg D compound. She has since warned beneficiaries of the program against selling their inputs as they risk being blacklisted from the program. The Bankers Association of Zambia, BAZ, has bemoaned a lack of financial literacy among citizens in the country. In an interview with Sun FM News in Lusaka today, BAZ Executive Director Leonard Mwanza noted that most Zambians lack adequate information on savings and what is involved. He, however, disclosed that his institution was making strides in ensuring that the masses were educated on financial matters. Mr. Mwanza also called on financial institutions in the country to provide information on the various products and services being offered, which would help educate clients on financial matters.
The national perspective, and as Bankers Association of Zambia, we've taken the leadership of ensuring that we educate the public on the importance of saving, on the importance of managing money matters. So we work closely with the market players in the banking sector, market players in the insurance sector, and market players in the pensions and insurance sector. But what we always say is that knowledge dissemination is not a one-off thing. We encourage financial institutions to have continuous financial literacy activities, continuous financial education programs, and I'm happy to say that a number of institutions have continuous programs which help to disseminate information to the general public, and in this regard also complemented by showcasing the availability of products which the public can utilize.
The BAZ Executive Director explained that in some instances, poor financial choices were based on lack of understanding financial decisions, which resulted in lack of information and understanding of financial issues. Mr. Mwanza added that this also results in a number of outcomes, among them lower levels of financial wealth and impulsive debt levels.
We also do encourage individuals to take interest and visit financial institutions to learn more about their product, to learn more about what they can do. With that, I think it's about a two-way process. Working with the Ministry of Education, a lot has been done in terms of devising new programs. I think business studies now is a compulsory subject from grade 1 to grade 4, and a lot is being taught about the importance of wealth managing money matters. So we are looking at educating the young ones from early stage in their lives, teaching them on the importance of understanding money matters, so that as they grow and have opportunities to earn an income, they can have savings as a top priority on their mind. And savings must start immediately you have an income, no matter how low it is. It's about having a discipline, and when you start early, you can foresee your portfolio grow, you can see your money grow.
According to the 2019 FinMark Trust Report on measuring financial inclusion, there is a total of 45.8 million people excluded from financial services in Southern Africa. In other local news, a political analyst on the Copperbelt province, Prudence Piri, says there is nothing wrong with United Party for National Development, UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema calling for dialogue with President Edgar Lungu. Ms. Piri said Mr. Hichilema should instead be commended for the efforts he was making in promoting peace and love in the country. Meanwhile, the political analyst said that the current problems the country was experiencing, such as power deficit and high prices of essential commodities like meal, could not be solely blamed on the head of state, but on all Zambians who do not want to actively participate in governance issues. She stated that it was cardinal for every citizen to participate in the running of the country. Small-scale farmers accessing farming inputs through the electronic voucher system under the Farmer Input Support Program in Kapirimposhi district have appealed to government to intervene in and harmonize the price of farming inputs by agro dealers. The farmers have complained that some agro dealers engaged to supply inputs in the 2019-2020 farming season have arbitrarily increased the price of farming inputs being accessed through the e-voucher FISIP system. The farmers who stormed Zanis to air their grievances accused some agro dealers of selling the same inputs at two different prices, with inputs on e-voucher costing more than those being sold on cash basis. Speaking on behalf of other farmers, Dorothy Mambwe said the sudden increase of the price of fertilizer and seed for farmers on e-voucher would affect the harvest. Ms. Mambwe lamented that as a result, farmers were being subjected to redeeming only 4 by 50 kg bags of fertilizer instead of the 6 bags from a 2,000 kwacha e-voucher input value. And Zanis random survey revealed that some agro dealers in the district were selling farming inputs at two different prices, with inputs selling on cash basis being cheaper than those being accessed under the e-voucher system. Some agro dealers were selling a 50 kg bag of both D-compound and urea fertilizer between 340 kwacha and 345 kwacha on cash basis, while selling the same fertilizer at between 375 kwacha and 400 kwacha on e-voucher system. But the Zambia National Agro Dealers Association has called on agro dealers to maintain one selling price on inputs. Association President David Mushanga said there was nothing warranting agro dealers to sell the same type of inputs from the same outlet at two different prices. Mr. Mushanga warned agro dealers against forming cartels to model a hiked pricing of farming inputs on a voucher system. And Mr. Mushanga said agro dealers cannot have a uniform price of inputs because they source their inputs from different suppliers at different costs. The Independent Broadcasting Authority, IBA, has with immediate effect suspended the broadcasting license for Lutanda radio station of Northern Province for 30 days. Speaking at a media briefing in Lusaka today, IBA Director Josephine Mapoma said that the decision to suspend the license was due to the unprofessional conduct on which Lutanda Radio conducted itself, which posed a risk to national peace and security. On 12 November 2019, the authority followed a breaking story that alleged that Lutanda Radio in Kasama was promoting tribalism on air, which prompted the authority to investigate the matter further and obtained sound bites of the program. Ms. Mapoma explained that after conducting its investigation and analyzing the recordings, the authority found the guests, together with the presenter of the program, mentioning individual names such as that of UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema and other ethnic groups, by passing derogatory, demeaning and tribal remarks likely to result into disorder and disrupt the peace of the public.
Breach of Section 33 of the Principal IDA Act of 2002, which stipulates, and I quote, "Every licensed broadcasting service shall develop a code of professional standards which shall have respect for human dignity and rights and freedoms and contribution to the tolerance of different opinions and beliefs." End of quote. In addition, the station was deemed to have breached the provision of the IDA Act, which discourages programming that can threaten the public safety, security, peace, welfare, or good order.
And Ms. Mapoma observed that the station aired a political program which was not in line with the license category, which was a violation of the provision of the IBA Act. She added that the station may appeal against the decision of IBA board to the Minister of Information and Broadcasting Services within 30 days. The authority has since appealed to all broadcasting stations to be careful in the way they handle programs, saying they must operate in accordance with existing broadcasting regulations and guidelines. She added that the authority would not hesitate to take action against any broadcaster found operating unprofessionally.
The station is expected to engage qualified and professional staff, conduct in-house training on best journalism ethics, program moderation skills, script writing, and ethical broadcasting. The authority wishes to appeal to all broadcast stations to be careful in the way they handle programs. Broadcast stations must operate in accordance with existing broadcasting regulations and guidelines.
Deputy Secretary to Cabinet Martin Mtonga has warned heads of departments and human resource personnel against submitting false data in the ongoing payroll verification exercise. Dr. Mtonga, who is also Smart Zambia National Coordinator, said government will deal firmly with officers who will submit falsified staff returns to officials conducting the human resource head count. He said submission of staff returns, which include workers who are out of station without the required authorization, will attract sanctions on the erring officers. The Deputy Secretary to Cabinet said anyone frustrating the payroll cleanup exercise will not be condoned, as government wants to deal with anomalies in the system. Dr. Mtonga said this in Kasama when he launched the Human Resource Headcount and Payroll Verification and Validation exercise for Northern Province. He said the exercise has been necessitated by the increase in reports of irregularities such as ghost workers, unauthorized transfers, and adjustment of salary scales. Earlier, Public Service Management Division Permanent Secretary Boniface Chimbwali said the payroll verification is not meant to victimize government employees but to normalize the system. And Teaching Service Commission Chairperson Stanley Muhango cautioned workers in the teaching fraternity against conniving with human resource personnel to carry out unauthorized changes. Zanis reports that the payroll verification exercise for Northern Province, which has 13,200 government workers, will be conducted over a period of 2 weeks. This is a presentation of Sunset News on Sun FM. We take our first break.
For many years,
Your radio's been sounding like this.
so boring. Now forget those days. The freshest wave of radio is here, providing you with news, great music and much more entertainment with crystal clear sound. Sun 88.5. Everyone is listening.
Welcome back, and now we have foreign news. Sporadic protests have continued for a second day in the Ghanaian capital Conakry against possible plans by President Alpha Condé to seek a third term in office. The opposition says one person was shot dead by the security forces on Friday and 3 others on Thursday when the protests were larger and more widespread. Officials say one person has died. At least 14 people have been killed since demonstrations erupted in Guinea last month. The 81-year-old president has asked his government to look into drafting a new constitution which would allow him to run for another term. In more foreign news, Mozambique's top court has dismissed opposition party Renamo's application to have the results of its recent general elections cancelled. Incumbent President Filipe Nyusi and his party Frelimo won the 15th October election. The written judgment, which the news agency Reuters said was posted on the Constitutional Council's website earlier this week, said that there was not sufficient evidence of electoral fraud. Renamo leader Osufo Momade said the annulment could result in violence. The election has been seen as a test of a peace deal signed in August between the two parties, which fought a bitter 1975 and 1991 civil war with renewed hostilities from 2013 to 2016. We take our final break, and when we come back, we have sports news.
As the lion roars and the mighty Zambezi thunders over the magnificent Mozio Tuta, the sun rises over Livingston. Sun FM on 91.7 FM. I can't stop them. Now broadcasting in the Livingston area. Sun 88.5. Everyone is listening.
Welcome back, and now we have sports news. FAR's Copperbelt Division side, Luanshya United Football Club, soccer fans have appealed to well-wishers to urgently put a shelter at the stadium. The soccer fans said with the onset of the rains, it would be difficult for fans to watch the games played at home ground. One of the soccer fans, Gilbert Muila, also appealed to the corporate world to sponsor the team with other needs to boost the performance of the players. Team manager Jason Yumba also confirmed the lack of a shelter for spectators, adding that this would greatly discourage football lovers from watching games at home during the rains. Meanwhile, hosts Zambia have been drawn in a tough first-round pool as they prepare for the 2019 COSAFA Men's Under-20 Championship in Lusaka from December 4th to 14th. The 12 teams have been drawn into 3 groups, each containing 4 sides, with the top team in each pool adding to the semi-finals along with the best-placed runners-up. Zambia will challenge Odd 4 Malawi, Comoro Islands and Tricky Botswana in their pool, and young Chipolopolo skipper Prince Mumba is aware of the challenge. Group B contains defending champions South Africa, who must take on Lesotho, Madagascar and Mauritius for a place in the semi-finals. Group C is also a tough one to call, with Angola, Mozambique, Eswatini and Seychelles all in the mix. Matches will be broadcast live on COSAFA TV so that fans from around the world can follow the young stars. South Africa have claimed the last 2 editions of the finals, but with the majority of that team have now graduated up to the under-23s, there is a very real chance of a new champion. In fact, South Africa with 4 titles and Zambia with 3 titles are the only nations to have lifted the trophy in the last 7 championships to have been played since 2009. 2 venues are scheduled to be used this year, the Nkoloma and Woodlands stadiums in Lusaka. The championship is a combination of a busy 12 months for COSAFA that has also seen the staging of the men's senior and under-17 championships and women's senior under-20 and under-17 finals, a record 6 competitions. On that sporting item, we come to the end of Sunset News, but let's recap on the headlines once again. The Zambia National Agro Dealers Association has called on agro dealers to maintain one selling price on inputs. A political analyst on the Copperbelt Province, Prudence Piri, says there is nothing wrong with United Party for National Development, UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema, calling for dialogue with President Edgar Lungu. Deputy Secretary to Cabinet Martin Mutonga has warned heads of departments and human resource personnel against submitting false data on the ongoing payroll verification exercise. And in foreign news, sporadic protests have continued for a second day in the Guinean capital Conakry against possible plans by President Alpha Conde to seek a third term in office. And in sports news, the Zambia under-20 national team boys have been drawn in Group A rival neighbors Malawi, Botswana and the Comoros Islands for the 2019 tournament scheduled to run from 14th December scheduled to run from 4th December to 14th December 2019. There we come to the end of Sunset News. My name is Danet Siame. Good evening.
The news, 88.5 Sun FM. For many years,
Your radio's been sounding like this.
so boring. Now forget those days. The freshest wave of radio is here, providing you with news, great music and much more entertainment with crystal clear sound. Sun 88.5. Everyone is listening.
Welcome to Sun FM Zambia, Zambia's award-winning radio station in news and advertising that has everyone listening. This is the Ndola office. As you enter the freshest wave of radio, the first experience is a welcome in the front office. Here, you will find information regarding any business or activity related to the station. It is from here that you will also get referred to other offices if your need is more specific to a department. For example, our guest is in need of marketing assistance. Here, the marketing team will help you decide on the best package best suited for your business. When the decision is made, the concept is taken to the production studio. This is where the advert is made.
Sun FM is live in Lusaka City today. Sun FM is live in Lusaka City today.
And when ready, the advert is saved for access on a network linked to the on-air computer, which will have them automated for play. While all this happens, radio still goes on. This is the on-air studio. In the on-air studio, presenters bring their A-game to make sure everyone is listening.
The national pitch in Kazembe with a song of Vamahala.
Sun FM's presenters are from all ages, catering for the youth all the way to the more senior citizens. Across the on-air studio is the interview studio. It is here where guests sit for their interaction with the listening community. Behind radio are other departments that keep things moving. One of them is the newsroom. Every day, they plan their news chase from here. And when the hand is complete, they prepare their findings into script. This is how the news is born. From here, the news is delivered to the newscaster, who goes through to prepare for his cast. But let's leave him to prepare. The station manager is also another critical office. This is where administrative decisions are made. And next to it is the Executive President's office. The Executive President is the highest office in the Sun FM's hierarchy. And next to the President's office is the Accountant's office. Here, all approved transactions are acted upon.